Hello everyone, my name is Jason and you're watching Netminder Review. Now because this is a new YouTube channel, and this is the first video, I'm going to take a moment to explain to you what Netminder Review is going to be all about. Now I expect over time that this channel will evolve and I'll do more videos than I have planned at the beginning. But for now, my goal is to produce a weekly video, I believe every Sunday, where I will give a rundown of the top 10 NHL goaltender power rankings. Now, I understand that power rankings can be somewhat subjective, so let me give you some of my methodology for how I'm going to come up with my top 10. First of all, I want you to know I'm going to try to remain unbiased. First of all, I'll be using save percentage. Save percentage will hold the most weight, as I see save percentage as being an indicator of how a goaltender is really playing, more so than some of the other statistics. The second most weighted statistic will be goals against average. I believe goals against average is very important. However, I will admit that to some degree, that's a little bit of a team statistic. I will also be factoring in, with a very low weight, wins. Now, more so than goals against average, wins are a very team-centered statistic. A goaltender can be playing extremely well, but be on a team that overall is not so great, and their win totals could be pretty poor. On the flip side of that, you could have a goaltender who's allowing 3 or 4 goals a night, but he's on a team that scores 4 or 5 goals a night. He may have a lot of wins, but he may not be playing all that well. In addition to these statistics, I'm also going to be looking at every goal that each of the goalies lets in throughout the week. Now, I said that I'm planning on doing these videos every Sunday. So I'll be looking at all the goals that each of the netminders allowed throughout the week. The purpose of that will be to try to identify what I would call weak goals. Now, of all of the statistics, that's going to be the one that's the most subjective. What I consider to be a weak goal, somebody else might not consider to be a weak goal, but they're my videos, so I'm going to use my own judgment. I'm also going to be taking into account, to a little bit lesser degree, some other factors that go on from week to week, such as whether or not a goaltender ends up on a Saves of the Week video by the NHL. Now, I can't possibly go through and watch every single save that every goalie makes for the entire week. So if a save is so spectacular that it ends up on the Saves of the Week, I'll probably give a little bit of a bump up to that goaltender. Now, every goalie, no matter how mediocre he may be, is going to have some amazing saves from time to time. And as I had mentioned about the weak goals, every goaltender, no matter how great he is going to allow a weak goal from time to time. So saves of the week, weak goals, these are not going to factor in greatly, but I will be taking them into consideration. Another thing that I'm going to be looking at is something that I'm going to call stolen games. Now, stolen games is a situation, in my mind, I know it's something that I've made up, but it's a situation where a team wins a game while being outshot by, for my definition, 10 shots or more. So let's say the Bruins and the Canadiens are playing, and the Bruins have 40 shots on goal, and the Canadiens have 18 or 20, or in this case, for this definition, 30. But Carey Price plays out of his mind and the Canadiens win the game, in spite of being outshot so heavily. In my mind, that's a stolen game for the goalie. Now, I understand a lot of those shots could have been from the perimeter. They may not have been great shots. It may be that Boston was just throwing everything at the net for that night, and those really weren't high-quality shots. But every shot on goal is still a shot that the goaltender had to stop. So if his team is being outshot dramatically for the evening and he still pulls out the victory, that's probably largely due to an excellent goaltending performance. I'll also be taking into account whether or not a goalie has won or been awarded a star of the game throughout the week, and also whether or not a goaltender has been granted a star of the week or a player of the week, forgive me, has been given player of the week honors by the NHL. I'm going to take all of these factors together, and I'm going to use them to create a point grade for each goaltender, which will change on a week-to-week basis. Using that information, the goaltender with the 10th most points will be goaltender number 10 on the power rankings, not hard to figure out. And whenever I roll out my videos, I'll start with goaltender number 10, and I will work my way up to goaltender number 1. There will probably be some tweaking to my formula, and I'll look forward to any of your comments, which might help me to improve my ideology and my way of doing things. It will be a little subjective, but that's okay. It's my video. I have the right to do that if I want. And I also want to be forthright and let you know that I live in a little town not far from St. Louis. I'm a huge Blues fan. Yes, last year was phenomenal for me. But as I said at the beginning, I'm going to try to remain extremely unbiased. So I promise you it won't be Jordan Binnington being the number 1 overall in the power ranking week after week after week. I think I can think that one through a little better than that. So I hope that you'll come along with me, watch these weekly videos, be entertained, interact with me, tell me when you think I'm wrong, tell me when you think I'm right, hit like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you every Sunday.